Haircuts can be very challenging for those of us on the spectrum. The sounds, the smells, the lights, the physical contact, and more. However, when you find the right barber or hairstylist, the experience can be tolerable, if not enjoyable. In this video, I'm going to share with you my experiences with haircuts and how I found the right barber to cut my hair. Hey, define yourself, for I am the confident autistic, an autistic adult, late diagnosed, and I'm a digital creator. On this channel and my website, theconfidentautistic.com, I create content that will empower you to live confidently autistic. If this is what you're looking for, please subscribe to the channel and do not forget to ring the bell to be notified when my weekly live stream starts. Although the occasional touch and the smells that surround me when I get my haircut generally do not bother me, unless it's a very strong smell, as an autistic adult, my sensory challenges that are most troubling for me during a haircut is sight and sound. The lighting and other visual inputs gets to be too much for me. The sounds, including either a TV or music playing, the buzzing of clippers, and the multiple conversations going on around me, also become too much for me when I'm getting a haircut. Many places where you can get your haircut have horrible acoustics, and the echoing of every noise only amplifies the sounds and amplifies my challenges. Over the years, I have found some strategies that help me endure the haircut experience. First, I keep my eyes closed from the moment I sit down in the chair to the moment I'm asked to look at the haircut. Now, this helps me cut down the visual sensory overload that I often experience. Now, most barbershops are not built for sound absorption. They do not have carpeted floors to soften the sound, as they are harder to clean after a person gets a haircut. Most places have at least a radio playing music or a TV with the sound on for the customers to enjoy during the haircut, in a space that is more space than objects, which allows the sound to echo throughout the entire shop. For years, I had to endure the noise when getting my haircut, as most places are either part of a chain or a franchise operation that is designed by a corporation, and none of these places I have found were designed with autism in mind. And when I say that, none of these places generally had objects in there. I mean, there's just walls around you, no objects in the middle of the room to help break down and break up the noise and absorb some of the sound. It's a big, giant room. You've probably been in one, has all these barber chairs in it, all these noises all together. It's overwhelming for me. I don't know about you, but it is for me. Now, by accident, while looking for a more accommodating place, I've been going to a place for a while. It's a franchise place, and it just was getting too noisy. The TV was loud and echoing, and then the conversation noises. I dreaded getting a haircut, so I started to look around. And by accident, while I was looking for a more accommodating place to get my haircut, I found the perfect place. Now, each barber at this place, or hairstylist, whatever you want to call them, worked in a cubicle and the floor was carpeted. It really helped manage my sensory challenges of noise, because the cubicles and the carpeting help break up all the sound. And yeah, there's no sound from the barber that I'm working with cutting my hair, but not all the other noise from the shop. It really, those little cubicle walls made a difference. And so did the carpeting of the floor. On top of all of that, the barber I had did not try to engage me in small talk. See, small talk is difficult for me, as I never know what the person expects me to say in response to what they're saying. Therefore, I avoid small talk whenever possible. In fact, if you ever try to engage me in small talk, my answers are usually short and blunt and to the point, and a little off-putting my tone of voice can be because I'm trying to get out of the conversation and I come across rude at times, and that's because I'm so uncomfortable with small talk. Do you have the same experiences? I mean, do you get blunt or kind of short with people when they do small talk because you're so uncomfortable engaging in it? If you do, share it in the comments. Jenny, that's the barber who was cutting my hair, did an excellent job. She took her time and paid close attention to detail, which resulted in the haircut taking a little bit longer than normal, along with getting the best haircut I had had in years. Very happy with her work. When it was time for my next haircut, Jenny no longer worked at the establishment that I really loved because it had sound absorption. But I was able to locate her where she's working at now and book an appointment at her new location. Now, the new place that she works with has a challenging parking lot for a person who is physically disabled. As you may or may not know, not only am I on the autism spectrum, I'm also physically disabled from an incomplete spinal cord injury. And the acoustics inside are not autism friendly. The entire shop is a giant room with nothing to break up the sounds. My first few appointments with her were in the mornings when all the other barbers and stylists were coming in and starting the day by chatting with each other while music blares loudly in the background. Now, I really liked how Jenny cuts my hair, and I did not want to try to find a new barber, as change is hard for me. And that's not uncommon for those of us on the spectrum. We really don't care for change. I am one person, oh man, you want to see me cranky? Throw change at me at the last minute. I get really miscaboobulated. I get real cranky. So since I don't like change, I decided to continue to work with Jenny. Therefore, on my next visit, I wore, to help with the noise, I wore tiny earbuds in my ears to help. But there were some problems with this idea. The tiny earbuds kept falling out of my ears, and Ginny could not cut around them. So I had to take them out during the haircut. That is when my wife and I, shared with Ginny that I am autistic and the challenges I have with all the noise in the room due to my sensory issues. Ginny was very understanding. So the next time I contacted her, which is for my most recent haircut, uh, she said she remembered that I preferred early morning appointments, which I do. I like to get in there because she starts working before anyone else does there. So I could get in there if I get the first appointment before any of the other barbers or hairstylists come in. So I took the very first early appointment she had, which was about 10 days out because she booked up for the first appointments in the morning, which I get. I had no problem with that. So on the day of the haircut, Jenny made sure the music was off. Normally, the radio or some music playing in the place. She made sure it was off for me. And the shop was as quiet as possible for me during my haircut, which I sincerely appreciated. None of our co-workers had arrived yet. It was just myself, Jenny, and my wife there, and waiting for the others to come in and start their day. Now, the only noise that was a bit troublesome was a noise that was caused by my wife and Jenny engaging in small talk, which in a way I was grateful for because then, you know, I feel a little bit less awkward if my wife or somebody else is engaged in small talk and I don't have to participate in it. It's okay, but it was a little bit of noise. But it's better than me having to do small talk. Okay. The only other sensory issue I experienced during this haircut was the cold feeling of the shaving cream Jenny used to get a good shave along my neck here on the sides of my neck. Now, haircuts can be manageable. This is something I want to share with you because I've learned this myself. Haircuts can be manageable when you have a barber or hairstylist who understands your autism and is willing to work with you to make the experience sensory friendly as possible, like Jenny does for me. For this to happen, for you to have this kind of relationship with your barber, it starts with you, not the barber, you having the confidence to advocate for yourself. Remember, other people are not mind readers. Not everyone's going to look at you and say, oh, he's on the autism spectrum or she's on the autism spectrum. I need to make this accommodating. You got to advocate for yourself. And that's where it starts, folks. You got to have that confidence to advocate for yourself. That's why living confidently autistic is so important. Because for us to survive, if not thrive in an holistic world as autistic individuals, we have to have the confidence to advocate for ourselves. So if the first barber, hairstylist that you work with does not understand or support your autism, I want you to know there are plenty more barbers and hairstylists in the world, even in your own community. So don't give up. You will find one. And remember, you must do your part to make the experience sensory friendly, which means you may have to endure some discomfort to get a great haircut. What this means is, like they can't always mess with the lights and all the visual clutter around, because visual clutter bothers me. They can't change that. But I can do something about that. I can close my eyes during the haircut, which I do. You can do the same. Don't expect everyone to do things for you. You got to do some of this yourself. But don't be afraid to unmask and say, hey, I'm on the autism spectrum. All this noise is bothering me. Is there a way we could turn down the radio? Or what's a good time for me to come in here where it's not so noisy or so crowded because of my autism? The noise just gets overwhelming to me. Be honest with people. And if someone gives you a weird look or someone says something to you negatively, it's not. This is important. Get out the pen. I don't have one. Now, hold on a second. No, that's not a pen. 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 That's a Sharpie. This is a pen. Get a pen. Write this down. If someone gives you a weird look because you are sharing appropriately that you're autistic and your sensory issues, and they dismiss it or whatever, it's not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on their character. They're showing you that they're not worthy of your friendship. Okay? Because friends really do support one another. Allies support one another. So have the confidence to advocate for yourself and don't give up looking for a great haircut experience. Because I know haircuts can be challenging for all of us, or most if not all of us on the spectrum. So in the comments, now it's your turn. So in the comments, share your tips or advice on how to find a good barber or hairstylist to cut your hair. Or if you found one, share that as well. Okay? And what you do to make the experience a little bit more sensory friendly for you. Your experiences and your comments can help others in our community. And that's what it's all about, helping each other in the autism community. If this video resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more confidence building content for autistic adults. And be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new videos and when I go live. Until next time, I'm Chris Mitchell, the Confident Autistic, and I am all about helping you live confidently autistic.